Good morning. I hope everybody's day is off to a good start. Going for my morning walk today, and I'm seeing a lot of people out here running and biking. We're going to have the Honolulu Marathon in early December, so everybody's getting ready for that. My wife and I are just going to do the 10K this year, see how that goes. So we're really excited. It's such a fun community event to be a part of. So anyways, in this video, what I wanted to talk about was the 8 things that you should expect when you go through the buying or selling process here in Hawaii from the mainland or from abroad. So I know there's a lot of people out there that want to start the process before they get here, and I think that's completely valid. We've got a lot of people PCSing to the islands. We've got a lot of people that just want to own a second home or an investment property here, but their schedule and lifestyle just doesn't permit them to be here for the process. So I wanted to go over this with you. So first thing that you should expect when you go through this process is to set up a consultation call with your real estate broker. So this is really important because it's the time when you can go through and let this person know all of your needs and wants regarding the type of property that you're looking for. So what we do during that process is we set up a call, usually about 30 minutes, can go longer, sometimes a little bit shorter if you have a really good idea for what it is that you're looking for. And then during that call, we're writing down all the search criteria for the type of property that you're interested in. That way, after the call, we can go ahead and put that in our system so that we start to keep a really close eye on the real estate market for you. So after the consultation call, we will actually start touring properties here on island for you on your behalf. And what we do during that process is we either do one of two things. We either hop on a live call with you if your schedule permits, or we film a really detailed video of the property, and then we upload that and send you a link so that you can view that when you have time. I think this is probably one of the most crucial pieces of it all, because here in Hawaii we have varying degrees of build quality. It's no secret that the build quality from like the 1950s to 70s or 80s was what I would call inferior build quality, and I mean no offense when I say that. But the reason for that is because Hawaii has a very mild climate. And so back then, in an effort to save on build costs, contractors would build homes with single wall construction, Koenig ceilings, jalousie windows, no ACs, oftentimes no ventilation, post on pier. So these are all things that, during the touring time when we're looking at properties with you, those are things we're really pointing out and looking for. Super important. So we have a lot of experience with construction and building, so it's easy for us to point out things to you. And when we go look at properties, we're actually really looking for these things. We want to point out all the issues so that there's no surprises. I think if there was a surprise after closing and it was something that, we would just would not feel good about that. So we just always want to make sure that we're doing our best to really identify everything within the home that could be a possible concern.
Hey, just a quick interruption. If you're getting any value from this video, would you do us a favor and go ahead and subscribe to this channel and like this video? We're a new channel, and so this is going to help us out tremendously. Get the word out and let other people know what we're all about. We're a lifestyle and real estate channel here in Hawaii, so we'd love the opportunity to serve you with more and more content. Thanks so much. Hope you have a great rest of your day. All right, back to the video.
So once you've identified the property that you're interested in, then it's time to actually submit the offer. So what happens is we usually hop on a call to determine the terms of the offer, the price, closing, how you're going to finance it. And during that process, we try to arrive at what we think is fair value for the home. And how we determine that is we look at the comparable homes with similar specifications, similar bedroom and bathroom count, lot square footage, interior square footage, and build quality. And we look at maybe the surrounding area. And sometimes there's not that many comparables that we can find, so sometimes we have to actually open up that radius a little bit. But that's kind of how we determine how much we think the home is worth. And then obviously, like in the case of right now, where the economy, interest rates have gone up, prices for real estate have started to come down a little bit. So we might try to take advantage of that and see if we can score you a little bit more of a discount on the price. And then usually we can get an offer drafted and sent to you for signing within 2 to 3 hours max, depending on the workload that we have going on that day. But we usually make it a priority because oftentimes in real estate, things are very time sensitive. So we want to make sure that we're getting that offer in, putting our best foot forward so that we can get it into contract for you. So after we submit the offer and we get the home into contract or the condo into contract for you, we're going to conduct the home inspection. So during the home inspection phase, we always recommend that you fly out to see the property. This might be the only opportunity that you're able to actually see the property before closing. So we think it's very, very important. We just sold a house in Kaneohe to clients, and they were able to make it out for the home inspection. And they were so happy they did, because prior to closing on this home, about a month ago, they were actually in contract to purchase another home in Kaneohe. And they ended up canceling that one because they actually flew out and they saw it, and they looked at the neighborhood and they just didn't feel comfortable there. They're a young family with a newborn on the way. They're gonna, the wife is pregnant, gonna be giving birth in December. And so in their mind, they just didn't want to deal with the neighborhood. There was a couple of neighbors with, 6 to 10 cars, a couple boats. It just looked like one of those houses that kind of like a hoarder home. So it was just such a wild card for them, and they just, they were just like, what, we just want to keep looking. I think they were kind of worried about property values and that sort of thing too, so it makes complete sense. And so by them coming out for that home inspection, that was such a great time for them to really check to see if it's something that they wanted to go through with or not. So anyways, we ended up finding them another house with an amazing ocean view in this nice kind of tucked away neighborhood on the mountain. So they're really, really happy. Really, really happy with the new house that they got. And usually that's how it goes. When you miss out on a house or you cancel, it just means that there's a better one right around the corner. So, and then during the home inspection too, no home inspection is perfect. There's always going to be things that we find. And so we always recommend making some sort of request from the home inspection. It's good not to be shy about that. It's always good just to ask for something. Because if you never ask for something, you never really know what the seller is willing to do. In their mind, they're kind of expecting you to ask for something. So if you don't, you might be kind of cutting yourself a little short. So oftentimes we kind of have like a little bit of an order of priority of things that we want to ask for. And those kind of start with more safety related issues, and then kind of move in order of priority from there. And we don't usually ask for like cosmetic sort of things within a home, like if a bedroom needs to be repainted, you know, of course we don't typically ask for that. But yeah, don't mean to beat a dead horse here, but always good to ask for something. I actually purchased a property that I'm flipping. Purchased it earlier this year, and you know, we were going through the home inspection process, and I already knew that the condo had a bunch of issues. That's why I was buying it, to buy it and fix it up and put it back on the market. And we weren't going to ask for anything. And then I thought about it, and I'm like, no, I can't ignore my own advice. I need to ask for something. So we ended up just asking for a monetary credit, and they said yes. So it's kind of amazing, you know, just saved ourselves several $1,000s, which is great. So after the home inspection, what you really want to expect is that who you're working with is really managing the transaction. You know, there's a lot of key dates and deadlines in a real estate transaction. It's obviously very time sensitive. So you just want to make sure that whoever you're working with is really managing the transaction well and understands kind of the dates and deadlines. It's really important. So after we get into contract, within a day or two, we actually draft what we call the transaction timeline, which has all of the dates within the purchase contract that we need to be aware of, so that we can follow these deadlines accordingly and make sure that we're submitting everything in a timely manner. So after that, you know, one really important thing is the final walkthrough. So, you know, the question is, do you fly back out for the final walkthrough? How do we go about that? What we usually do in this situation is we go to the property for the final walkthrough, and we do another live call or a video. That's usually the easiest way to do it. And the final walkthrough is actually, the reason why it's important is because you're confirming that the property is still in the same condition that it was in the last time you saw it, which was the home inspection. And then, of course, if any repairs were agreed upon, that's also a time to confirm that those repairs were completed. So, you know, we can usually do that through a live call. It's usually pretty quick, 15 to 30 minutes. And that's the last thing before we schedule the signing and wire the remaining funds into escrow. So the signing, if you're not on island, we can coordinate the signing to take place almost anywhere in the world. So we can do that with mobile notaries. So that's not an issue at all. And then, if you are signing off island, typically we need to do that at least 6 business days prior to closing, because they need to arrive here on island roughly about 4 days prior to closing, plus or minus a day. And that's usually pretty easy to do. We usually just overnight the docs through FedEx, something like that. So after you've signed and you've wired all the remaining funds into escrow, then it's time for closing and to change the utilities over and to get the keys. So on the closing day, what we always do is we give you a call to congratulate you and let you know that we've closed. We'll send you an email with confirmation. And then if you're not on island, we can also collect the keys on your behalf and just hold those in our office, have them ready for you when you are here. Or we can set up a lockbox at the property so that you can grab them, whenever you're on island. Sometimes people fly in at, different times of the day, so whatever's most convenient for you, that's what we want to do. for utilities, we always recommend that you call the utility companies about 5 to 7 days prior to closing and just let them know that you're going to be transferring everything over. They can actually post-date the transfer to closing, so it takes place on closing day so that you're not charged any additional amount. So that's usually how they do that. So, well, I really appreciate you taking the time to check out this video. If our real estate services are something that you're in need of, we'd love to work with you. We work with clients from all over the world, buying and selling property here in Hawaii on a daily basis. And we'd love to work with you as well. So, all right. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care.